Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening here? Your boy Jordan back with another video, guys. I hope you've had a really good weekend. I had a good weekend. I went out, I had fun. Hey, it's alright to have fun for a change, man. But hey, stick to your goals, stick to your dreams, man. Keep your head down, for real. But it's like I said, it's okay to have fun from time to time. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, guys, today we are going to be looking over and covering equal pay between men and women. Like I said, this is a reaction channel, so I react to these kind of similar kind of content when it comes to men versus women, and then I'll give you my opinion in it. For me, equal pay, do I think that there are certain jobs men should be getting paid more for? Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily come down to whether you're male or female. I just really personally believe in this day and age, it depends on the skill set you have as a man or a woman. And I feel like that is what your wages are defined by. I really don't think it's down to gender in this day and age. I feel like we are not living in the old times anymore. We are in a new modernized generation, and I feel like we are 10 times further than we was 30-40 years ago, you know. So I feel like we are way more well off. I feel like our grandparents had it way worse, then our parents had it even worse than us, and I feel like we are the generation where there is equal opportunity for everyone. That's what I believe in. But anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get straight into this video.
Actress? Drew Barrymore.
Okay, if Drew Barrymore was in a movie with a male co-star that nobody had heard of, would it be fair to pay them the same salary?
No.
No.
Why not?
Because he's not, like, known of.
He's not popular.
And because he didn't, like, work to be famous like she did.
Okay, since Drew is the star of the movie, won't she bring more people to the theater than her co-star?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's called star power. How is that different than the gender pay gap?
Oh, that's a loaded one.
Answer it. Answer it.
Like, for women or for, like...
Well, I mean, the WNBA complains about not being paid the same to the NBA, and they don't generate as much revenue. So, I mean, isn't that kind of like the same thing?
Yeah.
I feel like the WNBA isn't promoted as much as the NBA because they are women.
Stop it.
Right, but I mean, wouldn't a male co-star that no one's ever heard of not be promoted as much and not be able to?
Yeah, I guess.
So is that comparable?
Yes. Yes.
Maybe, sure.
I mean, wouldn't it have more to do with performance than discrimination?
Oh, I don't know. You're like hitting me. I wasn't ready. I don't know.
You're right about that one, but I just feel like
if they both doing the same job, they deserve the same pay. It doesn't matter.
Okay, but at the same time, you know, then why would someone want to star in their movie?
I mean,
what would be the benefit of having a celebrity in your movie if they weren't gonna, you know, bring more people to the theater?
I mean,
right. That makes sense, but
I mean, they're both doing the same job, but don't they have different value to the project?
Yeah, but I feel like
you're right.
This is what I'm saying. It ain't got nothing to do with I feel like. We're not basing this on feelings here. Like, it's about value and how much you're worth. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. If I went to a trial for a movie, right, and I went there for an audition, right, let's just say Star Wars, yeah, I went for an open audition in Star Wars. No one's heard of me, no one knows me, this is my first ever film, and let's just say I got a role as one of the co-characters, like I don't know who's I can't remember the black guy's name. Someone like him, for example, but he's done things. But let's just say I had a character based on that model, right? And there was a female star like Rey, Daisy Ridley, right? Daisy Ridley gets the part again in this new Star Wars film that they're making in 2025. and I get the role as the accomplice. Like, they are going to pay her more money because she is worth more. She's valued more because she's been in more films. She's been in more, she's had more sponsorships than me. I'm new. It ain't got nothing to do with gender. Like, it's what you're worth and how the world sees and values you. And it has to do with performance. If your performance is high every single time, you're going to get paid more money. If your worth is high, listen, that's what it comes down to, man.
So shouldn't their pay, reflect the value that they're bringing to the movie?
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like it depends on what parts you play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't that completely disprove the gender pay gap right there?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
You have two actors
Fair,
who are basically
agree.
both starring and doing the same job.
But do you know what? Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with being a man or a woman. It's got to do with the fact that some of these women, they retract it. They let it bounce off. They don't want to say yes. Fair play to those ladies there. They actually agreed with him. And that's what I like to see. Be honest. Just say as it is. Tell the truth. Don't just deflect it because you don't want to seem stupid on camera. Like, at the end of the day, we don't know everything. But what has happened is we are so modernized, and social media is a massive part of this now. Like, there are toxic people out there, men and women, that try and tell each half what's right and from what's wrong. Like, and it's wrong. This is all wrong, man. Like, you need to go and do your research and look up your knowledge, because it's like, don't come to the camera with all these bias and kind of facts that you're getting off social media. Like, come on, like, go and do your research. Go and look at our history.
They have different value because one is a celebrity and the other one's an unknown.
And you're saying with the basketball?
Well, what I'm saying is, when it comes to basketball, right? Yeah. A lot of women say that the WNBA should be paid the same as the NBA, but they don't. But they don't generate the same revenue. So isn't that kind of like the same analogy as the celebrity getting paid more than the no-name actor?
In some respect, but at the end of the day, I would say to advertise them more. In all respect, if we look at Nike, if we look at Adidas, who do we see? Like, we mostly see male,
because they bring more value.
Athletes. I'm trying to make a pose. Models.
But even if you advertise something more, does that
bullshit.
necessarily mean that you're going to have more success? I mean, there are tons of businesses that fail.
But there's a ton that make it, and it's by advertising.
Acting, it requires you to act, put a little bit more work into it. Actually read a script, right? Read a script, do all these things that NBA players don't have to really do. They just practice, and so you can't compare them. You can't compare the two.
Well, once again,
as far as the pay rate is concerned.
Well, once again, like I said, they're both, they're both training. They're both basically, they're both doing, acting, whether you're a male or a female actor, you're still basically, doing the same work, but they shouldn't be paid the same?
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I'm over it.
Next question. I don't think it's based off of discrimination. I think it's based off of how long you've been at your job, how well you are with your technique, and how good you are at what you do. I think that's what matters.
Love it.
Do you think high-paid Hollywood actors should have their money redistributed so struggling actors can have a living wage?
No, those struggling actors need to work harder for their money if that's what they want.
Okay, but it's funny how a lot of Hollywood actors often talk about, socialism.
Yeah, I see.
How do you solve the gender pay gap?
There's not a gender pay gap. That's complete bullshit.
There has been some skepticism about the gender pay gap, equal pay for equal work. Do you believe the wage gap is due more to sexism or productivity?
I think it's sexism.
Yes.
Okay.
I think men get paid more.
Yep.
It's got to be productivity.
Can you show me a job where the pay scale for men and women is different?
Porn?
Okay.
Actors and actresses.
Oh yeah.
Actors and actresses. They'll be in the same movie.
Yep.
Doing the same amount of work.
Yeah.
If the wage gap exists, then why would companies employ men when it would be cheaper to hire women?
Because companies can be sexist. And that's like the point. That's the problem.
So you're telling me that every single company is sexist now? Like, come on, stop feeding this bullshit. Every single company acting film company is sexist. You are joking. It's all about how you perform and how you do, like,
why would companies employ men when it would be cheaper to hire women?
You know, that is a good one. Hold on.
And it's funny coming from the women's point of view, saying that we don't get paid the same and all this bullshit. Do you know who the richest person in the world is? Who's the net worth? It's not Elon Musk. It's the L'Oreal owner, and she's a woman. I'm pretty sure her net worth is the highest in the world, and she's a woman. So for me, I don't really get it. I don't really understand where this argument is going. Like, you know, I feel like this should have been ended years ago, man. Like, I feel like we live in a generation now where we have everything on our plate, and women, like, not all women, but these kind of women that are jumping on camera saying that, oh, it's sexism. Oh, bro, they have no other knowledge or arguments to come up with other than the sexism thing. And if they don't get a certain job, they blame it on other things. They don't actually look at their own performance and say, do you know what? Okay, there's a man in my position. I want a position. How can I become better than him? How can I go away and study and become the best in that job and how can I enhance my skills to the next level, you know? And it's like, they don't want to do that. They just say, do you know what? I'm not going to get the job because he's a man. It's like, that's bullshit. Bullshit.
They probably wouldn't.
I mean, if women are capable of doing just as good a job and for less money, wouldn't it make sense for a company to hire all women?
I mean, yeah, if women were getting paid less, you know, what is it, 70 cents on the dollar? Yeah, companies would, you know, find a good deal in that, yeah.
Is there a wage gap or an earnings gap?
It's got to be an earnings gap.
If men earn more than women overall, could it possibly be because men typically choose higher paying jobs, more dangerous jobs, and work longer hours?
Yep, these are all facts. You know, I work as a truck driver. I don't see clearly as many female truck drivers as I do male. It's a dangerous job. It's a long job. You're driving for hours. Yeah, no.
Don't women generally choose lower paying fields like education and nursing as opposed to math, science, and ditch digging?
Yeah. So why are you complaining?
Would their pay
then?
reflect that?
Why are you?
Yeah, women like to work with people. Men like to work with things.
Don't women also choose to take more time off to focus on friends and family, whereas men are more likely to be devoted to work?
I think, yeah, this is also another...
The thing is, I feel like if you're a woman out there that wants to be getting paid in the 6-figure mark and you want to be getting paid real good money, like, I feel like once you find a man... So this is the thing, this is where I get confused. So you want a man that is earning way more money than you, earning over 6 figures. Yeah, that kind of thing. You want a man like that. But then when you get married to that man and you settle down with that man and you have children with that man, like, you have to take the L and be the mum. Like, you have to take the... And it's not an L. That's almost like your natural... That's almost like your natural kind of... Not job, but that's like... It's almost like your natural destiny. Like, to be a mother. Like, that's what you've been designed to be. And it's like, you want to go against that and complain about men. Oh, men get paid more than us. Well, like this guy said, they do more dangerous jobs, more heavy lifting, more hours. You don't want to do that. You want to be looked after. You want to be treated right. You want to be almost nurtured the same as your children. You want to be looked after. You don't want to, I don't want to have to work. I want a man that's earning over 6 figures. So why the fuck are you moaning about men get paid more? Because you see all these pretty women that come on camera and say it's sexism, it's this and that. All right then, so if you are going to come out of that argument, then are you more than willing to settle for no husband for the rest of your life and work up towards that scale? Because I guarantee you 90% of those women would say, no, I want a man that's earning really good money, so I don't have to work, or so I have to work maybe part-time, maybe look after that, and look after, stay-at-home mum. You can't have both, man.
Fact, biology of life.
Women have to bury a child and they have to take maternity leave. So that's a very big issue for most CEOs in the company, because they can't really have that liability for an employee to take leave for such a long time. And that's one of the biggest concerns for women being paid so low, is because of their and
that's exactly what I'm saying. If you want to be on that scale as a woman, don't have children, don't get into a relationship with a guy and look for marriage, because again, men want to be married, they want to have children, they want to leave a legacy. If you don't want any of that, taking breaks off work, looking after the children, not being paid as much as your husband, don't have a family.
It all has to do with.
But isn't that biology? And
yes, it has to do with biology. That's why we're upset.
Why should an employer be responsible for a woman's choice to have a kid?
They're not responsible, but it's just the basic ethics.
Pay them equally.
I would say it's a lot easier to get another job. I mean, I'd love to say like, yeah, we're gonna fight for it, and we do, but to the extent of a lawsuit, I mean, get a new job. Like,
don't people sue for discrimination all the time?
Yeah, but also I feel like it's a lot harder for anybody to then go sue their job due to something that happened, knowing that they're going to go through all the legal fees. They have the possibility of not then winning that case, although they very much would have been discriminated against. There's not a high chance that they could win it, and if they do, you get a payout, pays out through the staff, like things like that.
But even a class action lawsuit, I mean, if it was happening as frequently as you hear about it, you would think that companies would be sued all the time.
You would think, but I also don't think a lot of people are going to go through their time to sue a company knowing that it might be more repercussions to them in the end due to money and legal fees and all of that.
I also just think it's not talked about enough in the workplace. Like, there's a large stigma around discussing your pay with your coworkers, because what if you do make more than them and then they're like, hey, like, why are you getting paid more than me? It's something that you don't generally talk about with your coworkers. Like, oh, by the way, I make this much a year. I make this much per paycheck. It's not something that comes up in workplace conversation.
Do you know what annoys me? Yeah, we're gonna end the video there. We're gonna end it here. Do you know what annoys me? Is instead of looking yourself in the mirror and saying, right, this person is getting paid more than me, let me look at the whole picture here. How long has that person, whether they're male or female, how long has this person been working here for? Okay, let's just say they started at the same time I was working. What time do they start work? Maybe they turn up an hour, 2 hours earlier than me. Okay, maybe they turn up the same time as me. Okay, let's go with that. Are they on the software on the laptop? Are they doing their tasks more frequently than I am? Am I taking more toilet breaks than they are? What skills do they have? What kind of communication skills do they have? How many times do they talk to their manager a day? Like, you look at all of these things and break it down, what your co-workers do, and look at what they do to be getting paid more than you. Like, and if you can't find one significant thing that stands out, then I would leave the job. And do you know what? Do you know what's funny? Like, that's what most people do. They don't look at the picture that they're in. They don't look at the situation and break it down. Okay, where am I going wrong here? And I feel like if more people done that, you would see pay rises. You would see that you'd be getting paid more money, because you're not just settling for, you're not settling for the average, or you want more. You're asking these questions to your boss, these manager. Why am I not getting paid? I've learnt the same skill set as, I don't know, Josephine. Josephine. I've got the same skill sets of Josephine. I've learnt another skill set that requires me to do this in the job, and she can't do it, but she's getting more. They're the kind of questions you bring up to your manager. And if your manager can see that, then he'll pass it on, and I'm pretty sure something will be arranged. Like, I really don't believe in this. Yeah, they just overlook me. Yeah, it's because I'm this, it's because I'm that. I just don't believe in it, man. Like, I feel like people just can't be asked to look at themselves in the mirror and say, right, how can I develop myself to become better in the job? How can I be, how many skills do I need to get to that level? Can I actually overtake my manager? Let me assess my manager and what she or he does. in the job? Can I attain more skills than them? Because if I do that, then people are gonna be like, oh, like maybe Jordan should be the manager, like, you know. But people don't do it. Like, they settle for average, and they, oh, but I've been working here for 5 years. Yeah, you've been working here for 5 years doing the same old shit. You haven't improved. You ain't developed. Oh, I've been working here for 4 years. I haven't had one pay rise. Why? Because you haven't developed. You ain't grown. You're just been in the same old spot. It's as simple as that, guys. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. You have your boy Jordan, and I will see you in the next video.